of the Zoning Board of Appeals. December 20th, 2022, 6:30 p.m. It was relocated from the town hall meeting room to the second floor of the town hall, with all of that being posted downstairs. Can I have a motion to call the meeting to order?
Motion to call to order.
Second.
And a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
We do have minutes to approve for the November 15th
Motion
meeting.
to approve the minutes as printed.
And a second?
Yep.
All those in favor?
Aye.
So moved. The meeting meal for the Southport Partnership, you guys all had, and we dealt with that a few weeks back.
Right.
In saying that, I'll just say it.
With town council, right?
I'll just say it now that the second part of our agenda this evening to go into executive session, we will not need to do.
Right.
We did take care of that at the joint meeting with the selectmen a few weeks back. And the selectmen and town management are taking care of that. There's nothing for us to discuss, no reason to go into executive session after our case. Brings us to our new business, case 2022-1220A. The case of the estate of Arlene F. Birch, care of Vicky Birch, located at 5 Tilly Way, who's petitioning the board for a variance to correct an encroachment of a commercial building on the subject lot. This request is being made under the provisions of section 331E, minimum lot area. Before I ask Dave, as representative or anyone, I do want to explain, I did say already, just so you know, we are a 4-man board this evening. We are short, 1 member. I have to make it known that if we move forward and do take a vote, you need a unanimous vote this evening, as we're missing a member. We can still proceed and you can see how it goes and decide before we take the vote if you want, but want to make everybody aware that you do need a unanimous decision to have this approved tonight.
Very good, understood.
You have the floor.
Okay, for the record, I'm Dave DeVickin. I'm representing the estate of Arlene Birch. I also have with me Paul Mitchell. He's actually not the applicant, he's the abutter. And he owns the building which has the encroachment. Yeah, quick question, has everybody had a chance to view the site?
I haven't in person, no.
Okay, this might help. These are aerial photographs which depict...
I have the plot plan with your encroachment. I'm familiar with the property, having been there in the past.
The estate of Arlene Birch, Arlene's passed on. She has, I think, 1 remaining relative that lives in Colorado. And she would like to sell this property. But currently, there is an encroachment of a commercial building from the abutting property. They'd like to transfer a small strip of land, which consists of 451 square feet, from their property, allowing a 2-foot perimeter around the building so that they can maintain the area that encroaches, and then convey that strip to the abutting property of Paul Mitchell.
So it'll be on this side.
In order to do that, it's a 2-step process. There is a plan in your packets which was prepared by John Romanelli from Zenith. He had done prior work on the properties. So he prepared a plan that would be taken to the planning board if we were to obtain a variance from the Board of Appeals. And we're here because we need a variance. We have legally non-conforming lot at 23,752 square feet. Has the proper frontage, 150 feet of frontage. We're not going to change that frontage. Essentially, just take out a small rectangular area, which would reduce the lot size to 23,301 square feet. And in order to accomplish that, we couldn't take the plan to the planning board without having a variance issued by the ZBA to basically reduce a non-conforming lot further by 1.9%, I think is what it amounts to when you calculate it out. And it is as straightforward as that. There's really not much to it. I've included a plan in your packets which we prepared to show the existing conditions behind the building. There's a septic tank and a leaching pit which services the building, as well as the mobile home to the right of the building. And in order to maintain setbacks off of the septic system, we can't do a land swap, and it'd be a very awkward land swap to say the least, taking out a finger-like projection out by the leaching pit in order to try and do that, but we can't because of setbacks. So we wanted to display to you that there are no alternatives, and the realtor and the heir to the estate of Arlene Birch are concerned about trying to sell this home with an encroachment of a commercial entity on it, which would be a problem with the bank getting a note.
So I understand the property was all in one name at one time, and Mr. Birch is the one who put his own building encroaching on the other before it was split and chopped up the way it is, so. I appreciate Dave's work in putting the right picture there. I don't see an issue with it. Are you here as a neighbor?
I'm on the corner of Tilly Way and Elaine Way. That's
Okay.
my property.
Mhm.
I'm just curious are they going to increase building down there, or I just have a
No.
couple of questions.
Nope.
Well,
The
What
separate
they're
property
doing is
line.
with or without this, the continued use of the grandfathered business can stay. All they're really doing, as Mr. Davinian has said, is they're gonna take a little outline. Have you seen the plan? Would you
No.
like me to? Yeah.
I can show.
Thank you, David.
Okay.
So this is a blow-up, this
Yep.
is the existing property line.
Mhm.
It runs right through that piece of the building.
Mm-hmm.
And this bold line around it is what's being proposed to be transferred from this property to this property.
Okay.
So the new property line does this, goes around the building and back up.
In doing that, it will allow the house that's already there existing to be transferred without issues.
But they're not gonna increase the building at all?
No,
You know?
no, they
Okay.
can't, because they're already
There'll be
too
no
close to the
change in
line.
Yeah,
Except
that's,
for the
I
fence
just,
lot
because
line.
there's a lot of big trucks that go down there.
Yeah.
And they clip my yard every single time, and especially in the winter, they cut me with I had a 4-foot section taken out by one of the plows from down that street. And then I get the town plows plowing the other way, because I'm on the corner. So that's my concern, that they're gonna put a bigger
I think
building
this is a
down
good
there.
place to tell Mr. Mitchell that you'd appreciate his help.
Yeah.
Curbing that.
Yo, say that, I'm sorry. We're not building anything.
No, I'm just curious about, because what happens is when the trucks come down the street,
Yes.
and when it snows, I put up the
Right.
pegs. The trucks clip them all out, snap them and break them.
But the town doesn't plow that road.
No, but one of your guys does.
Well,
Because I seen him do it, and he looked at me when he gouged 4 foot, and you can see it when you go down the street. I got a 4-foot lump of my yard that's there, because he flipped it when he did the plowing, and he
Well, I
never
thought-
fixed
I
it.
mean, it could have been me, but I don't remember.
No, it wasn't you.
Okay, I'll take.
It was
It's a
like
red
a
snow-
grayish color pickup.
A grayish.
A young guy, it was a young guy that did it.
Well, you know what, we got one plow and an old green dump truck, and we got a bobcat, so, people think they
Yeah.
come down and do me a favor by
The-
doing a circle, but they're not really doing
And
me a
the
favor.
town does have a lot of non-town trucks.
Right.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
the town
it's
plows,
subcontractor.
the town plows this way,
Yeah.
Right,
but
but
this damage was
they're
going
always,
down Tilly Way.
right, they're always hiring new guys,
Yeah.
and they might have thought, oh, I need to go do this
Yeah.
road.
They might-
And then they also, the town plows cover the, what do you call that, the drain, the storm drain, and I
Yeah.
always fix it so that the storm drain stays
Drain,
open, but
right.
they just keep, and then I ask them, they just look at me like I got 3 heads. Like, I'm like, can you just please not block the storm drain?
I'm sorry this happened, so I
Yeah.
don't think this
Yeah, I
changes
just,
everything.
that's what I'm saying, I just wanna
Yeah.
make sure that
Yeah.
there's enough big trucks going down there now.
Any expansion or any of that would be a entirely separate thing. This really isn't even them asking for it, it's more the owner of the house asking for to give them the space so that they don't have trouble with
Yeah.
the sale of the home.
Billy's sister wants to sell the house in Montana.
Yeah.
Because we got the property line. That house used to be a stable when I was a kid, and Billy had to build it, that was a horse stable, then
Yeah.
it became a house, And now the property lines are all messed up. Now, the woman in Montana wants to sell the house, she wants to part ways with this, and she's just gonna have trouble because we
Yeah.
got this property line, you know? We're not getting any bigger, we're not getting
Yeah,
smaller.
that's what I just wanna make sure they're not
Are you
gonna.
Mrs.
No, we're just trying to separate the two.
Next, you
I'm sorry?
Mrs. Bertrand, the next lot up, or?
I'm on the corner of Tilly Way and Elaine Way.
Okay, I don't, my
I'm
map
right on the
doesn't go up
corner.
that far. Okay.
I got the letter, and I know one of my neighbors didn't get a letter. He was on the list to get one, but he didn't get it.
That's interesting. But they were aware.
I gave him a copy of my
Yeah,
letter.
oh, great, good. That's good to know. Does anybody else have any questions?
Pretty cut and
Issues?
dry.
It is, I mean, for us, it's really cut and dry. If you had an issue with it for some reason, we'd want to hear it, but I don't think the lot changes has
Affects me.
anything to do with
No.
it. what's
I
gonna
just,
affect
my concern was that they were gonna increase the building and be more commercial. It is a residential area.
Correct,
You know, that's
correct. Yep.
my concern.
I will say this, if that were to ever occur in the future, you would be notified and you'd have your say.
it. Absolutely,
Yes.
yeah.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the plaintiff's request.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? You guys want to vote, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, gentlemen.
I had to ask just in case there was a nay,
right.
like we said, you know.
Thank you very much, John.
This one was pretty cut and dry.
Yeah.
That is our only case this evening. As I said, the executive session will not be needed, the selectmen are handling that.
I'll make sure they don't take
Looking for a
it.
motion to
But
close
that's
the
the
meeting.
time for me.
No, it wasn't you.
Well, I
No,
know.
it wasn't.
Motion to
But he
close the
looked at me
meeting.
because I was
second.
snow, I was
Any business
snow
for
blower.
January?
And he looked at me like,
Thank you.
what I
Before
was
we
doing, and
close,
I'm like,
we
"Yes,
we
sir,
do
it's
have
gonna be my
business, we
property."
need a date.
And you're giving me a look.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I will,
I have another meeting.
We do have,
try to send you.
You got
Yes,
something for
it's the-
January?
No, it wasn't you.
Who did you do?
Oh, okay.
Dave Costa, right on the side of me.
Oh, with the
And he
weight.
didn't come because his son is coming from Texas.
Aye.
So that's why he
that's
did
your
not
So
come.
gotta be the way
It
check up.
goes over everything.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
If you could
I
just
don't,
sign
I
this
met him a
copy
couple
for
times, I
me.
don't know. which
Yeah.
one.
All right,
Yeah,
so
I'm on
the
the corner,
third
he's-
January, third Tuesday in January is actually the 17th. I'm in Mexico.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask if we can do it on the 5th,
Yes.
which is January 31st. Will that work for you, gentlemen?
Straight to the left.
Fine.
Yeah.
We will post for January
Oh, okay,
31st.
so
the
that's
next
where,
day.
your parents
Mexico,
live in
huh?
the basement.
Yes.
Okay, I know exactly where you're going. Okay.
That being said, 6:30, January 30th, next meeting. Now I'll ask for that motion to close.
Thank you, guys.
Motion to adjourn.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I second it.
And a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.